Hi everyone, this is Pam Cheek. I'm loving the journey and I'm here with a question for the day. Our question is, why do I promote Princess Cruise Lines for Alaska? Well, the answers really are pretty simple, but there are several different responses that I could give you. So let's run through them. First of all, Princess has been going to Alaska for a really long time, and they have the best infrastructure. They have both cruises and cruise tours, and they have some of the best port times. Most of all, most of their cruises go to Glacier Bay. Glacier Bay National Park only allows two large ships a day into the glacier area, and Princess as well as Holland America have the king share of those options to go into Glacier Bay. And in my opinion, it's a must see. If you go to Alaska and you miss Glacier Bay, you miss something really special. So, number one, Princess goes where I want you to go when you go to Alaska. Number two, Princess is super multi generational friendly. Now you're going to say, well, Pam, really? Princess seems like an older crowd. Well, let me tell you, in the summertime, going to Alaska, there are lots of children on board because they have an amazing junior ranger program. They have clubs for the kids that are focused on Alaska and learning about Alaska, and the kids love them. Not only that, but when you go to Alaska, it's a port intensive cruise. You're not going to be spending lots of days trying to find things to do because you're just sailing all day. Now, if you went to the Caribbean, you will find that the ship is the main destination. And so you want a ship with lots and lots of things like water slides to keep your kids occupied. But when you go to Alaska, almost every day you're off in port looking for bears and eagles and the wildlife, the whales, seeing the incredible beauty that is Alaska. And so instead of the ship being the magic, Alaska itself is the magic. Not only that, but there's several options that Princess has that not every cruise line can offer you. First of all, they have cruises that you can do just the cruise only. Usually that's 7 to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how you do it, where you're just cruising. You're in the inside passage of Alaska, you're visiting ports, you're seeing the glaciers, and you come back to the same port, or maybe you start in Anchorage and end up in Vancouver. The second option is that they have cruise tours, and on the cruise tours, you have the option to start or end in the mainland of Alaska, seeing places like Denali Park, Kenai. You can even get set up to go to Brooks Falls and see the bears feeding on salmon. There's so many options depending on what your interests are, and Princess will put that all together for you so that it's not piece by piece trying to figure it out. Alaska is not the least expensive destination you can travel to, and there's not really anywhere to do it cheaper on your own. If you really like doing on your own, you can do it, but my recommendation is to let Princess take you there because they've got their act together and it's an amazing trip. Other things I like about Princess is all the options of where you can start and end. For instance, you can go round trip out of San Francisco. Sometimes once or twice a year they offer them out of Los Angeles. You can go round trip out of Seattle or Vancouver. You can go one way from Vancouver to Whittier and on up into Anchorage, or you can start in Anchorage, go out of the port of Whittier, and end up in Vancouver. So many options. And they go to a lot of ports. It's so easy to see so much of Alaska all at one time, again, depending on your interest. They also have multiple types of ships. There's smaller ships that I really like for Alaska, even though they're the older ships. The good thing about these ships is they're small enough to go through the Canadian portion of the Inside Passage as well as the U.S. portion, so you get to see some beautiful country. They also have larger ships that are newer. They have more bells and whistles. Those go around the Canadian portion and then slip into the U.S. Inside Passage, and you still get an amazing trip with a little fancier and more updated type of ship. So for many reasons, Princess is my choice for Alaska. It's my choice for a lot of other areas of the world as well. If you want to contact me at Globe Getaways, there's a link in the description. And there's also information on finding me on Facebook in multiple groups that I help administrate. I'm Pam Cheek. I'm loving the journey. I hope you'll subscribe to this new channel, and I'll see you soon.